Again, I've got my blue box I'm working with. As I pull it around, I can see the surfaces that are automatically thrown in there. Maybe we'll pick a standard size that looks good. Go ahead and start working with this one. Turn off the others so we can just see what we're working with here. Now those ribs crisscross on this, as you can see. The solution we have for electrodes provides the ability to use all the different faces available in a modeler, such as this blend face, which also it works with a hybrid environment where you can work with solid and surface functionality together. The system really doesn't care. It allows you to do whatever you need to do to get the job. Build up the blank, locate it for our burn location. Again, start building off our contour to describe to the system where that edge is so that it knows to build it. Place those extensions. Let's go tangent all the way around this at 100 thousandths, which you see previewed in the blue. Make that a straight direction, and we'll go to a minimum distance. So I'm picking a point that's 50 thousandths above, and it's basically as if taking that, squaring it off for me. Now let's drive it all the way up to the graphite, where we will include a step to turn stronger. Now that rib is built. We will save this as a template. Turn on the main job again, and let's pull that next electrode. Zoom up so we can see it, and here we'll grab our tool to extract that geometry. That looks good from what we have it. Alright, so you can see the first electrode as compared to the second electrode. We'll apply that second template, and there I got my two electrodes. Turning them all on the screen, you can see the different electrodes that we built. At any time, I just merely activate the one I want to work with, and I can do whatever I want with it. Whether it be edit, move it. The system will allow you to create an electrode and move it around to a different location if you desire, so you can use the same electrode for more than one feature. The documentation will show, as you do that, the different burn locations that you've selected for location. Now here's a different type of area. We've got a sharp corner on the mold face itself. So let's extract that as what we might call a kind of electrode. As I drag this box around, you can see it's not grabbing everything, it's only grabbing the faces fully enclosed. So manually we'll just pick those. It grabs everything within that pick box that I used, and you can see the faces it's selecting here, and those faces are very extensive. We will trim the faces back to graphite. So now my fifth electrode, we'll activate that, and now you can see just what we're working with here. Turn off the rest. Quickly go back through the wizard, establish the blank, establish the burn location, establish the compound. Here's a good example of where a waterfall cut, where I just let the cutter fall off the edge of that face, would give me the result I'd need, but why not model it up? Because the solution we have provides a way of just closing those faces off to give me the nice looking electrode. So there you can see it, ready to go for documenting, ready to be sent out with the sharp corners involved. Turning all the rest on, you can see we've very quickly built up quite a few electrodes. Flip this back around again. Now some nice visual tools allow us to simulate the motion if there's a concern about it dragging past a corner. We have the ability to clip this so that you can look at it in section. I want to get right down inside an electrode like that one facing me here. And then while in section, we can look at that drag. It looks nice and neat. Alright, 5 electrodes. All of these can be sent out spreadsheet for documentation so that I can order my graphite. I can also send this down to the shop floor so they can have all the burn locations. Shows all the different things we've done. If I've rotated a electrode for perhaps to get an off-angle rib, a 45-degree rib, then plus all the quantities that I need, I can set up my preferences ahead of time, how many roughing trodes I want, how many finishing trodes. All of that is listed here. Something we have with electrodes is the ability now to create an assembly drawing. With one click we can create all the different drawings, the burn location drawings, also then which is going to show us all the different electrodes that are required for this job so far. And then of course as I go on pulling more electrodes we will update that drawing. So let's look now at what the drawing looks like. Here again, you see the burn locations listed on a chart, which can be moved for your ease of use. Up here in plan view, you see the electrodes. Then in ISO with a note, you see all the different electrodes plus their burn location. If we had used an electrode in more than one place, you'd see multiple burn locations listed there. Likewise on the chart. Again, can be customized. All these different templates for drawings can be set up for your preference, the way your shop does the work you do. Now let's set up the machine, the last step. In EDM setup, we're going to send information as F through a post to the machine that we're going to burn these electrodes at. Currently we have Agi, Mitsubishi, and Makino, and then with each of these different machines, you have different knowledge, different things required for setting the machine up. Such knowledge as what type of orbit to use. What's the spark gap? What's the orbital radius needed? Then we're also, of course, continuing to work on more and more machines. Xiaomi is the next one that's going to be developed. Let's just pick the machine we're going to work with. Say we're going to work with a Mitsubishi machine. We'll tell the system to go ahead and output all this information. Something like that, trode or whatever makes sense to you. Here you see that information posted now. That's the XYZ location, the master pack number with the orbital radius involved, and all the necessary code required to run that machine. So now we've eliminated the human error of standing at the machine's 4-digit number to get the exact burn location. So that's our electrode process from start to finish, from extracting it from an imported mold or within Cimatron, either one, creating those electrodes, correctly offsetting all the values in our machine setup for spark gap, burn location, automatically generating NC code, documenting the entire process. Hopefully this has shown you some solutions that you find attractive for your particular electrodes that you make. Thank you very much for tuning into our web session. To end, let's look at this customer quote. Here's a customer that used Cimatron for years, and particularly you can see he's working with electrodes. The comments he makes